Would you like to work closer to home, save money on gas, and be rewarded for your hard work and attendance? Then Bellisio Foods is looking for you. That's right, Bellisio Foods is now hiring for multiple positions and shifts with great employee benefits, an on-site health clinic, competitive wages, and advancement opportunities. Bellisio Foods is a company that truly values their employees. Apply online at BellisioFoods.com/careers.
At Vinton County National Bank, we believe in supporting the areas where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning show right here on Main Street TV, where it is Tuesday. It's Tuesday, but it seems like Monday, and then it gets all confusing. But John Boy's here to keep me straight.
Do you need a timeout? I mean, can you bring this girl some tissues, please?
I'm having a rough weekend.
I know it's a bad time.
If everyone doesn't know, R.I.P. Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah.
I can't even. No, if there's anybody in the world that you never thought was going to check out early, it would have been Jimmy Buffett, right? I mean,
my first Jimmy Buffett concert. I know we're not here to talk about Jimmy Buffett.
Well, but I think it's fitting.
My first Jimmy Buffett concert I was totally amazed.
Mm-hmm.
I was amazed that the party that was going on.
Jimmy Buffett concerts aren't concerts, they're events.
They are events.
Yeah.
I mean, there would be big stretched out limos, pull up, the door opens, and here's comes out this dude who probably by day is an attorney.
Right.
But he's got a wig and coconut bra and grass skirt on, and you start thinking to yourself, what in the world? But it was always fun. They were fun.
They were fun, and Buffett concerts are I guess were now always an event. You had to literally mentally and physically prepare yourself for them, and
most people had to hydrate before.
Lots of hydration.
Yeah, I know.
There are so many stories and memories and people that you've met along the way and all of that. And Jimmy Buffett somehow created all of that. So
yes, he did.
Yeah, made us all one big parrot head family. Whether you listen to it the rest of the year or not, But anyway, yeah. So it's sad. So yes, I've been in mourning all weekend, but I'll get over it.
We'll try to cheer you up a little bit today. Okay?
Thank you.
You have something to look forward to. We have the Ohio Hill Country Festival.
We do, and believe
starting
it or
tomorrow?
not, yes, tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Can you believe it?
And we're celebrating our 50th. Started in 1973. And, a
few years ago.
The crazy part about it, I was there. And the history goes, it's the Wellston OHillCo Society put together the centennial, the 100th birthday of the city.
Correct.
And it was such a fun thing, they decided to keep the festival going.
Mm-hmm.
So they put together the Wellston OHillCo Society, and we've been doing it since 1973.
Isn't that amazing? And something that started as a 1-year thing, 50 years later, is still popping.
So from that 1973, they called it the Wellston OHillCo Festival.
Mm-hmm.
They started out.
Which was short for Ohio Hill Country.
Right.
You get that.
And then they decided they wanted to have something they can hold in their hand. So they made it the Wellston Coal Festival.
Yes.
Unfortunately, they ran out of coal and nothing to hold in their hand. So they went back. They went back, and I was part of this, and I was one of the curmudgeons that I said, "Do not call it OHillCo," because when the festival, because we would go out to other festivals and the queens would stand up and say, I'm so-and-so, the queen of the OHillCo festival. You could see people looking at you, what in the heck is an OHillCo? So we call
Makes
it
sense.
what it really is. It stands for is the Ohio Hill Country Festival.
Yeah.
So, anyway, we've been doing this for 50 years.
Can you believe that?
I know. And then we'll talk about the Grand Marshals, Rex and Vicki Hosaffel.
Yes.
Rex Hosaffel has been part of Gem Beverages. The Gem Bottling is what it was initially in Wellston. They are celebrating 100 years, Gem Bottling.
So it's very fitting that, they are the Grand Marshals. And
Rex and Vicki Hosaffel are the Grand Marshals this year. They'll be, of course, in our hometown parade on Wednesday and the grand finale parade. And both of them have a well-documented community spirit. Rex, of course, you don't hear a lot about Rex Hosaffel only because he likes to be in the background, but he's always, if there's an event going on, he's part of putting it together, or he's make sure that it will happen. I remember when our Wellston Rotary Club made him a Paul Harris Fellow, they had to lie to him to get him to come.
just to get him to show up.
So he wouldn't have accepted. I mean, he would have taken the award, but he didn't want any accolades. So it's like that. And Vicki, of course, she's been in healthcare all of her life, it seems.
Yeah.
And she opened up the Holzer Family Clinic Urgent Care in Jackson. And now she has opened up the same facility in Wellston.
Oh, okay.
So there are now two Hosaffel Family Clinic and Urgent Care.
How is she at both places at one time?
It's not easy, and only Vicki could pull it off. So, again, they're the Grand Marshals. So we'll start out with our hometown day on Wednesday. They'll have just before the kickoff of the hometown parade. They will be shooting off the cannon.
Oh, God help us all.
And there's been a lot of discussion on that since the cannon is pointed directly at the city building, but they're going to do it. They've got the cannon refurbished. If you drive by, it's all shiny and redone, and they're going to do that just before the parade to start off the festival. The sesquicentennial ceremonial firing of the city cannon. So
everybody hold on to your rear end. Here we
that's
go.
Right. And then after they clean up all the puppy puddles, we'll start with the hometown parade, which is always a lot of fun.
Well, I was joking with you off the air. I said it isn't any wonder Connie didn't rerun for mayor.
Got
she didn't want to get shot at. But no, they have refurbished this cannon. I don't think that there will actually be, a giant cannonball launching into the air or anything of that nature, but we'll do it safely.
Right. And just before that, and each and every day, they'll have rides starting at each evening at 5 o'clock. On Saturday, of course, they'll be pretty much all day. And this year,
the cannon. We're
calling it the Kids Fun Zone because there's going to be 18 rides and inflatables this year.
That is super cool, and a little bit of something for everyone. Which is your favorite ride?
My favorite ride would have to be the merry-go-round. Anything low to the ground that doesn't go real fast is my favorite
go upside
ride.
Down. Yeah, I feel you. You only get on the merry-go-round that has the seat belts on it.
Remember the old scramblers?
Those were the worst.
I know. I remember getting
because you got squished.
I remember on vacation getting talked into getting on a scrambler. This was at Myrtle Beach.
Ugh.
That was in a building with black light and flashing lights.
Oh no!
And that was at the beginning of the vacation. I don't even remember Tuesday and Wednesday. And I finally recovered to have some fun. But no, I'm not good at rides. But the kids love them, and they're going to be. They'll be there. And
That's
then on
awesome.
Thursday, we have, it's probably my favorite day, which is Adult Services Day.
Yes.
And that's where all of the family members of our DD community in Jackson, the adult services, they're invited. We usually have between 70 and 100 that will come, and we feed them a picnic lunch. And Simba Jordan always comes down from Columbus, and they love him, and he does a concert for them. And then thanks to the Vinton County National Bank this year, we're going to give them some phony money, and they'll go out and they'll buy whatever they want from the concessionaires, and then of course we go behind them and reimburse our concessionaires. So Simba Jordan will be playing, and that's going to be a lot of fun. Then that night there's going to be, I think around 7:45, Rick Kay and the All Nighters will be playing. So that'll be fun.
And they are so much fun as well, and a real sing-along kind of concert.
Right. And then we have on Friday, which we call Youth Day, there'll be a lot of activities. Kids will get out of school early, and they'll come down. There'll be a pep rally, and they have Student Government Day where they get to be the city officials for the day. And
fun.
That's after the cannon was fired, by the way. So
that is if we all survive the cannon firing.
The rides will open early that day, around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So everybody gets a chance to ride the rides. And then Friday night, the entertainment that we have on the main stage is karaoke, which is a tradition.
Are you going to sing?
No.
Me neither.
No. And then
but there's a lot of talented folks out there.
That is. First place is $1,000.
What did you just say?
I said first place is $1,000.
Well, I better learn how to sing between now and then.
And when we have the prize money that high, we have people driving from
I'd say
all over. So it'll be a great contest.
Whoa.
Then on Saturday, which is Queen's Day, one of the things that happens that I think one of my favorite parts is they have the car and motorcycle show.
Yeah.
And that's really great. Our local Masonic Lodge puts that on, and they do a great job. There's also going to be at, I think it's at noon, Touch a Truck, which they'll have all of the EMS, fire departments, State Highway Patrol, and families can come in and
the kids get to kind of
sit in the
seats
and steer the wheel, and
honk the horn, and all that
kind of stuff. Yeah, that will be at noon to 2.
I want to play.
You can come and steer. And of course, then also on Saturday we have all kinds of neat things going on, including the grand finale parade.
Yes, and that's always a biggie.
It's our biggest parade, and we really like it. And the Simba Jordan Band will be playing that night. Now, Simba will be doing a solo act on Thursday, but he brings the whole group for Saturday night.
Okay, and he's such a crowd favorite.
It's a great show. And then to kind of cap things off, at the end of the concert, they'll crown the queens for 2024.
Yep.
And then to close the festival this year, we'll have fireworks.
Because it is the sesquicentennial.
Yeah. It's easy for you to say, right?
Hey, we've had enough practice
here. I know,
we're
practicing every day.
But no, that's amazing. And you can, it's just one little added feature for the very special year.
That is. It's
so
cool. Cheers to 50 years.
Makes sense.
Right. So it's 50 years of celebrations and festivals. And we have, of course, the community chips in. We have a lot of sponsors. I can't really read all the sponsors. We had to chip in some extra money so we could have some special rides this year. And we had different individuals and businesses that gave us money to make sure that happened. Every year we have, there's just an outpouring. So,
and I think you all kind of moved the festival a few years ago to kind of include the park and the depot and all that. And I think that's just such a great idea.
It was on Ohio Avenue.
Right.
And we
made it a little hard to navigate.
Right. So it's now in Pride Park, but most of it, the rides are still on the streets. The concessionaires are mainly on, what would that be? First and then Railroad Avenue. We've had the gazebo has completely been rebuilt and refurbished. The depot is now completely redone.
Okay.
And werestored.
Very good.
And they've paved the bike paths now so that the bike path is all done. So we're ready. The Pride Park is ready
to party.
Yes, we are. And the cool thing about it is that it's one of the few festivals that you can grab your veal from the Lions Club and a ski pop and walk over to the park. And then we have picnic tables under the shade trees. And
there you
can
go.
sit and enjoy and still see the stage and enjoy the concert. So
it's a perfect place.
It is.
As you guys are so fortunate that you have such that lovely Pride Park.
It is. It's a nice park.
It is. It's a very beautiful location, venue for anything like that.
So once again, it all starts Wednesday all the way through Saturday. Pick a day, pick your favorite food, and come on out.
There you go. All right. So what's your favorite food?
It's hard for me to distinguish one from the other. Yeah. I really try to check them all out, really.
Well, it's the only way you're going to know what your favorite is
That's
if
right.
you don't try them all.
And, you can't walk past the Lions Club booth without buying something. You have to do that and get your veal and ski pop. And,
yep.
Of course, they have barbecue, chicken. They have pulled pork.
All the goodies.
All the goodies. Cheese on a stick.
And, of course, supporting,
yeah,
all the local folks, which is great.
Okay.
Very good. So will you be emceeing the parade?
Yes.
So there you go. You can go and support John Boy.
Right. And I come out and do all of this, but to be very honest with you, since I am older than dirt, I don't do a whole lot of the work anymore. We have a board now with younger people on it, and they've been out there since Saturday, getting everything prepared and doing all the hard stuff. So
yes, you guys always kill it, and this is such a special year.
It is.
So we hope everybody gets out. And
actually been planning this for 2 years. We realized when we were planning for last year that this was going to happen. So we've been trying to lay the groundwork for this festival. So and they've done a great job.
Extra rides, extra everything.
Extra everything.
Bigger and better.
Fireworks.
Yeah.
All kinds of things.
So you have 2 different times that things are going to go boom.
I know. That's right.
Hopefully very safely.
That's true. All right.
No, that's great. And we're so happy that you stopped by. So Ohio Hill Country Festival kicking off tomorrow on the downtown streets of Wellston.
Cheers to 50
years.
Cheers
to 50 years.
Yep.
And hopefully to, 150 more.
You betcha.
Probably be there for that one too.
I'm going to try. I'm going to really try.
We'll see what we can do about that.
Okay, thanks.
Well, John, thank you for stopping by. While you're here, is there anything else you wanted to
No, tickets
mention?
are on sale for our Christmas concert.
Oh, okay.
You can get them online now for our Remembering 60s concert.
Okay.
And all of the money, 100% of the proceeds, money, not proceeds, but all of the cash, goes to the different, Christmas toy drives we have.
Yep.
Jaffe, the Wellston Fire Department.
All of them.
All of them. And at Paul Pollard, of course, through Rock for Tots, helps us pull that off. So once again, that will be on Friday, November 17th.
Friday, November 17th. You can get your tickets now and
go online at
support a great cause.
marquetickets.org.
Yep.
I think that's it. And you can reserve your seats. And it does sell out every year. So we try to get them available early this year. And that's so go get them.
Yeah, absolutely. You can do it now.
And it's some cool 60s music. It's fun.
There you go. Yeah, it's just
fun.
a good time.
Yes, it is.
Really good time. And you are supporting local kids.
Right.
Which makes a huge difference.
Yes.
All right. Well, John Boy, thank you for stopping by.
You're welcome.
You're always welcome anytime to come by and hang with us.
I appreciate it.
If you want to talk about whatever.
Okay.
Cats or cannons or
I can do that.
Do you get to fire the cannon?
No. Will I even be close? No.
I just don't know how I feel about this cannon situation.
I mean, remember that cannon's been sitting there for 200 years.
I know.
So I don't
That's
know.
what I'm thinking.
We'll see what.
I hope they don't go to fire it and it like goes out the rear end or something. Like it just turns to dust.
It's just not being fired for fun. It's been refurbished. They've brought in an expert. So
yes. Hopefully
it'll be good. He said out loud.
All right. Well, we know that you are super busy and you have lots of planning to do.
Thanks.
And all your other hats that you wear as well. So get on out of here and we're going to talk apple butter, I think.
Okay. Apple butter?
Now he's not going to leave.
So, did you bring any samples?
Yeah.
Forgot that part, didn't
These
you?
guys don't know the way to our heart very well, do they?
You don't know media people very well, do you?
We're easily bribed by one thing. It's called food.
I know. You could bring in a 5-day-old hot dog and we'll go, come on in.
We're so excited. That's right. All right. Well, Dylan, if you'll throw up that weather, let's see what your Ohio Hill Country Festival weather forecast is looking like. And honestly, it's looking very, very good for the next few days, and cooler temperatures on the way, which is absolutely fantastic for a fair and festival. So today, probably the hottest of the week with some sunshine and highs of around 93 degrees. So it's pretty muggy out there already, guys. So if you have any work, maybe do it early or late this evening. Tomorrow on Wednesday, a little bit cooler, but still getting up into the 90-degree mark. So kind of a little stuffy for this time of the year. Then on Thursday, they have that much more mild temperatures with highs of 83, lows of 61, 40% chance of rain there. And then Friday, Saturday, just a tiny chance of rain in the forecast. However, look at that. Temperatures are absolutely perfect in the mid to upper 70s. Now, it just doesn't get much better than that for a festival, does it?
That's true. That's true.
Pull up a little bit so everybody can hear you, if you would. Okay, very, very good. So you guys are back.
Yes.
And we are going to talk about apple butter.
Yes.
But first off, tell everybody who you are in case you don't know.
Well, I'm Rick Neal.
Marty Ross.
Uh-huh. And you guys are with?
Victory Grange.
That's right. So Victory Grange. And Victory Grange, if you don't know, are the folks that right outside the Memorial Building, every Apple Festival, you all are hard at work making that apple butter for everybody to stand in line and purchase.
That's true. We've got the fire roaring and the apples are cooking. So
There you go. There you go. So, but you guys are here because, you can't make enough apple butter during the actual Apple Festival to supply, these lines of people that form. So you all start ahead of time making the apple butter so that you have a bit of a supply before the festival even starts.
Which we're doing this coming Friday and Saturday. Friday the 8th, we're asking for volunteers to come help us, prepare apples on the 8th. And then on the 9th, we will cook apples, make the apple butter, and jar it up. And these are the product that we'll be bringing into town to sell on the first day of the festival.
There you go.
Then the day before the festival, we're going to be at the Grange Hall again, and that's to prepare the apples to cook on the first day of the apple festival.
Yeah.
So
We peel and core
and
the apples the day before, and then they're ready
Ready
first
to
thing in the morning to start.
throw in that big copper kettle and get them
Cook
going.
all
Right.
day.
Very good. So let's talk for a minute about the actual Victory Grange and where it is and that kind of stuff.
Well, Victory Grange is located on Pattonsville Road, about 1.5 miles of Route 32. I don't think anyone really knows the address.
pure Southern Ohio. We don't have it. It's, I don't know. It's 3 miles past the big rock. Yeah.
But
Well,
it's,
the building looks like an old time church or an old time
Sure.
schoolhouse.
Yes.
Is what it was,
Yeah.
but it was purpose built for the Grange,
But
which there were several in the county at one
but
time.
basically,
Yes.
it's at the intersection of Pattonsville Road and Rice Road.
Okay.
And there's a gas transfer station there also. We're right next to the. If you see big gas lines sticking out of the ground, we're right next to it.
You're there, man.
You're there.
Very, very good. And over the years, the Granges, and I've talked about this a million times. I remember going with my grandmother and Uncle Lewis to the different Granges and met, I remember meeting other kids that were there. And then, so you form those friendships that have lasted a lifetime, and Granges are about that. They're about fellowship and helping others and taking care of each other.
Well, the Grange originally, was basically agriculture, but where the farmers, would get together, and it was kind of like a collective where the farmers would go to each other's farms to help out. If
Help each other.
If someone was baling hay, the old-fashioned way, you needed all the help that you could get.
Oh
So-
my gosh.
And, so all the farmers would, go to each farm and, help each other out. And that's basically, how the Grange developed.
So it was developed out of good,
Yes.
of the kindness of people, and
There's a state organization and a national organization that's over all of them. So, and the only other one I know in Jackson County is Limerick,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they do their bean dinner. And their
yes,
strawberry
they had that not
festival.
too long
Yeah.
ago.
Well, I was fortunate this past year to go to the convention because I had nominated a volunteer, and the Reverend Tim Jones, and he won the state volunteer for the Grange for the work
That's
that he
awesome.
does. Yes, and so and I was quite surprised of the Granges throughout Ohio, what all that they do, and the crafts, the quilts and the baked goods and all the different things that they had on display. It was very eye opening.
You kind of think of, I guess I kind of associate Granges with, our area of the world, but they are all over the place.
Yes.
Which is really cool.
Yes.
Yeah. I remember one of my friends was the Grange Queen. Did you know they used to have a Grange Queen? Do they still have a Grange Queen?
Well,
we're
if
not-
you would come and join.
This was a few years ago. I mean, you never know.
Well,
But
There's
no.
an idea. You're always coming up with great ideas.
I know. See, we're always thinking. I mean, I could be the horse queen and the Grange queen.
yes.
Yeah. The has been. So, all right. So apple butter, back to that, because how long has the Victory Grange been doing this apple butter?
Well, since the mid 50s.
Oh my.
Yes, I guess at one time out at Berlin Crossroads, that's where they used to make it.
I'm sorry. I have people keep calling me about our building, so just keep talking.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
going to check
Well,
and make
let
sure
me
this
tell
isn't
you, I hope
important.
you do a segment on your building because I think people can't wait.
Oh, thank you.
But
It's not important either.
It was
Okay.
but-
I have deliveries coming all day today, so I'm like making sure it isn't a truck driver or something. Anyway, go ahead.
But it was basically the women of the Grange that did it. They would cook and this type of things. But as it has evolved, the men, have kind of incorporated and do basically the man's work.
Yeah. Well, it's just everybody jumps in and helps.
The lifting and and that kind of stuff.
Sure.
Like Marty and I will be going down the end of the week to get 50
Thursday. Yeah, we're getting 34 bushels.
Woo-wee.
Yeah.
And, a couple apples.
Yeah, it's more than a pickup load.
And so we're going to be the ones that put it on and off the truck and that kind of stuff.
Sure.
So it's little things like that that we appreciate any help with. But on the coming out to the Grange is our big days where we need a lot of people. And it's fun. I don't think anyone has ever come out there and say, "Oh, I just hate this."
Yeah, like this sucks. I want to leave.
I can't think of anyone that's ever done that. People sit and talk, and you get to know other people in the community. You see people that you've known for years in the community.
Sure.
And this type of stuff.
And we
maybe
have,
you make a new friend along the way.
We have a big room, meeting room, and we have anywhere from 15, 20. A couple years ago, we had over 30 people in there working.
That's so cool.
And there's like one big central ring, but then there's little groups off to the side, and you just sit and talk, and you find out things about other people and about Jackson County and everything. Talking to those people, so it's good community and it's good conversation, and the day goes by pretty quickly. So it's not hard labor at all.
So here's the thing. So I'm the only person ever that's been banned from the apple peeling contest at the Jackson Apple Festival because it was the JCs at the time. The Jaffe committee said that I was going to cut my finger off because I sucked so bad. My peel was like this long and they took my knife from me. So what if you say, hey, I'm just not good with a knife or, whatever. Do you have like those fun apple peeler things?
Well, we start out, with the apple peelers.
With the crank thing? Because those are fun.
We've got 3 or 4 of them. Yeah.
Okay, so that would be Jen could do it.
Well, you got to be there first thing in the morning because that's the first thing that needs to be done.
Hey, BYOP, bring your own peeler.
Well,
if you've got one.
I actually do have one.
But yes, we do that. Then we have 2 coring machines, which basically you sit after it's peeled, sit the apple on there, and you've got one's air compressed and the other one is a crank, and it takes the core out. You just takes the core and slices the apple.
Oh, that makes it nice.
And then the apple slices go into the next room where people are sitting around, and anything that's left over on the apple, like a piece of peel or part of
a
the
seed
core
or something stuck in
there, they take a paring knife and cut anything you don't want in your apple butter. They cut off.
That's what you don't want Jen doing. I'm just telling Jennifer and knives. No.
And then we've got it set up where people have their buckets of byproduct and their baskets of apples, and they're sitting there with a big bowl of cut apples on their laps, and they take a piece and cut it and throw it in the good and in the bad, and
there you go.
And that's it. It's not hard. It's just you just have a lot of peel slices.
It's a lot of preparation.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
but we've got we normally use 3, sometimes 4 of those peelers, and I did want to mention we get our apples from Furman's down by Wheelersburg.
Okay.
It's on Hanshin Morgan Road.
Okay.
And
what kind of apples do you use?
Well,
or does it matter?
Well, it
basically what's in season, what we can get.
Okay.
But he's saying John of Golds are doing real well now, and I can't think of the other one. anyway, they're very good apples and, and high quality.
And
product.
they know. I mean, obviously, the
he's
orchard person is going to know what's the best.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and basically, apple butter tastes like apple butter. No matter the variety, it's basically the cooking. Some of them, are more watery than others. You know, they take longer to cook. Or
it's like the technique that you all use and the
So-
ingredients you put in.
I've been doing it. I think this is my 7th year, and I'm still learning. Thank goodness for the guys that's been there for a while and women that's been doing it in front of me, because you absorb something every year, but then you forget it over the off season. But it comes back to you. But we're not professionals. Rick and I aren't professionals. Well, he might be, but
no, Rick will never claim to be a professional.
But it's just putting everything together in the right order.
Marty called yesterday and left a message, and I was playing it, and my wife says, "What did Marty want?" I says, "He just needs a refresher on what the routine is." And she says, "Well, do you remember?"
No, but it doesn't matter.
We'll show up
We'll
and
figure it
someone
out
will.
together. But no, there is. I mean, I don't think people understand it, and unless you've literally partook in this process, you don't understand that there is a lot to it, including the method of stirring it. Because once it starts going, you cannot stop.
No.
For 1 second, it will scorch and ruin the entire batch.
Right, and 8 to 10 hours of doing that.
Of it never stopping.
Right.
That is crazy.
And we normally end up with around what we say about 220, 240 quarts, which we put a lot in pints, but we measure it in quarts. So, but that's about what we get out of what we do up at the Apple Festival every day. But we start at 7 o'clock. We'll start at 7 o'clock Friday morning, and a few people will probably be there before that. But that's when we start peeling and coring, and then about 8:30 to 9, we'll have enough product then to send into the other room for the cleaning and stuff, and then that'll do that. And then we start again Saturday morning, building the fires and setting up the kettles and stuff. And normally we do 2 or 3 kettles.
All at the same time.
All at the same time. So it's
cool,
labor intensive.
And don't forget noon, because noon we eat lunch that we provide.
Now we're talking.
We feed our volunteers, and there's water, soft drinks there for everybody, and little snacks.
What are you guys cooking at noon?
Usually when we are out at the Grange, we usually have a deli type lunch, sandwiches and that kind of stuff. And there's always pies and cakes. Never worry about not having pies and cakes. They are always there. And then throughout the festival, usually one of the Grange members picks a day and they provide the lunch. Like one day it's chicken and noodles, and one day it's we have a lady that makes homemade hot dog sauce and all this type of stuff. And, so every day it's varieties. Then our last day is pizza day, but
we don't have to. On Saturdays, we don't have to peel. We peel or Saturday's apples on Friday.
Yeah.
So
you're just cooking.
We cook all day, and it's a little more laid back, a little less hectic that day, and that's
other than all the sales.
And that's the day that the biggest day where you get to see everyone that you haven't seen in 50 years.
Sure.
You get to catch up with people that you went to high school with, and people that used to be your neighbors and all this type of stuff, because that's the day that people come to the Apple Festival, and you're right there in the center of it, and you get to see them.
That's right.
And one other thing, the queens and queens from other festivals come, and we let them stir, and it's very eye-opening.
Oh yeah.
To begin with, it's pretty thick, and you really have to use your muscles to stir. And then as it cooks a while, and especially after we add the sugar, it thins out some and to the consistency that we sell. But it's just fun. People walking down the street ask what we're doing, and get on the paddle and stir a while, and they can't believe the manual labor that it takes
a lot.
to do that.
Like it's hard.
And now there is a Tony Cavalier fan club. On Saturdays, you would be surprised how many people stop by and say, "Has Tony been here yet?" So
how funny! Oh my gosh!
But yeah, they always do interviews, and they'll probably send someone up on Wednesday. They cover the Wednesday parade, and then Tony usually comes up Saturday and does the whole Apple Festival. But he always interviews us and puts the word out about the apple butter. But one thing you're commenting on, that there's a line for it. Well, a lot of people think we make several batches. I don't know how many they think we make per day, but it takes all day to make one.
Right.
And usually we pull it off sometime around anywhere from 4:30 to 6:30, depending on how things cook and what the weather is and that kind of stuff.
You know, at one time, we're making apple butter once to take into town, but at one time, for weeks before the Apple Festival, every weekend there was people out at the Grange. There was abundance of apple butter to sell. Anymore, we sell out every day.
Yeah.
If you're not there when the apple butter comes out of the kettle,
be there the first thing the next morning.
Yeah, you better be getting there quick.
Because usually during the middle part of the day, we're sold out.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it's so funny because I can remember, I think I've told you guys this story before, but I can remember being like in college at Capitol up in Columbus, and professors literally, I just thought apple butter was a thing, again, my grandmother and Uncle Lewis were part of the Grange, and, we always had apple butter around, and I didn't know that it wasn't like everybody didn't have that. Mm-hmm. So I'm, telling my professors, oh yeah, I'm going to the Apple Festival, whatever. And like the next thing I know, like everyone's throwing me money. Like here's this, girl bringing back cases of apple butter to Columbus and it's like everybody knows about it. Though, but it's so special, I guess is my point, that you don't just go anywhere and get apple butter. It's a thing. It's a very special thing that you all do.
Yeah, and that's one reason my family made it in our backyard. We would get someone's kettle a lot smaller than what we use, but my both sets of grandparents would. We'd do one set of grandparents one weekend and do the other set the next weekend, and then we'd can our own. But when the announcement went out several years ago that they needed volunteers, I thought, I'm all in. Of course, I went out on Saturday when they were stirring, and I missed all the other parts. So. Again, it was a big learning curve for me.
Sure.
All the stuff that went into it before, and just to partake in that and help preserve some of the history here in Jackson County. It's pretty fulfilling, and it's just a lot of fun. We always have fun with each other. So
and that's the main thing. It's fellowship, and but you're also creating something that people adore. Mm-hmm. And that's just so neat. So to be part of that.
Yeah. Oh, and I wanted to say,
Yes.
for the people that don't know, we do not put butter in it.
There is no butter in the apple butter. I always wondered why is it called apple butter? Because there is no butter in it.
I was sitting here trying to think, and I don't know. But I'm like you. I've known it since I was probably 2 or 3 years old.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much the same thing. And I know that, there's products out there made in the industry, but it's not quite what ours is.
Right.
It doesn't have the hands-on.
It doesn't have the love
in
it, and I mean, there's something to that. This stuff made by community members with love, for the world to enjoy.
Yes. And for we follow the health department standards. We follow the fire department standards.
Sure.
And, people say, oh, well, we've got jars that you can have, and we can't do that. We have to buy all brand new sealed jars, to this
Good
type
luck
of
finding
stuff.
those right now. I mean, that was a thing for a while.
Let me tell you,
My
we've got a couple members. They keep an eye out for what we have to buy in bulk. The jars, the sugar, the Red Hots, this type of stuff. So,
last year was a problem with the jars,
Yeah.
and they went, I think, the week before the Apple Festival, up by Marion. I'm not sure what city it was exactly, Mount Vernon or somewhere up in there, to a Lowe's, I think, had them.
Oh, wow.
And then Menards has them too, and I know different stores around here
but it's
has
not
them.
like and I mean, it's not like that shouldn't be a thing, but it is.
Yes,
and
is.
it's not like you can just call and say, "Hey, I need X amount of jars." You've got to go to different places.
we
take what
get
you can
them,
get.
We get them in the pallet size.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
Gotcha.
Hundreds of, or thousands of them, I guess you could say.
About how many? Yeah, I was going to ask you about how much.
I think they added
how
up
many do
last
you
year,
sell?
wasn't it? Over 1,000, like 1,020 or something that we quarts that we sold last year.
That's not pints. That's quarts.
Right.
Yeah.
Holy moly!
So, that's the pints added in
pints
to
and quarts.
quarts,
But it's usually, I don't know. And then sugar, keep an eye on who's got it on sale.
No doubt.
Because, there is quite a bit of sugar in the
what
apple
makes
butter.
it so good? Sugar.
So, we have to, keep prices on that. Last year, Red Hots. Could not get Red Hots anywhere.
Oh, really?
You think they sell them every day, they make them every day, but
No.
the company that is known for those just said, we're going to quit making them. The sales are down. We're going to quit making them.
So,
And that's a
Oh,
pretty
my.
good
so
ingredient in ours.
besides trying to get volunteers last year, I was out in search of Red Hots. I went to some of the Amish stores had some. I bought them all out.
we
Man,
had to
that's
buy some
scary.
here, buy some there.
Yeah,
We just someone could call, hey, I'm at such and such a store. You want me to buy Red Hots? And
That's crazy,
Yeah.
though. In
Yeah.
today's world, it is amazing that it's hard to find things like that.
Yes. So, but we're set this year. We hope. But we still need people to come help us.
And that's the main thing. And it's a fun day. So just come on out and help.
I had a lady to call the other day about interested in coming out and helping and everything, and she said that that she worked and she had a 17-year-old son in high school, and I says, well, come on out and help us and bring your son too,
Yeah.
and everything. And she says, well, he is trying to get for community service for the school.
So
I said,
that's
bring
the
him
thing.
out.
We'll sign whatever you want us to sign.
You know,
Yeah,
bring
that's-
him out. So if there's any high school students that would be interested in doing this, you know, come out. You know, if you think you can't do anything, you know, we'll find something.
Yeah.
You know.
Absolutely.
Well, and something
Dylan, how many
too-
hours do the kids have to have now? I mean, like all of our local schools, you have to have so many hours
Yeah.
to.
I think it's like 10 per grade level. So like a freshman, you need 10, and when you're a sophomore, you need another 10.
Oh, so every
Just
year.
keeps going.
So, I mean, this would be an easy, you know,
Yeah.
fun, great way to
Yeah.
earn your hours.
And, you know, if any of the other civic organizations around the city or around the county, if they want to participate and get their name out,
Sure, absolutely.
you know, that's
Yeah.
fine with us too.
You know, the Kiwanis one year, they put they kind of made that, you know, one of their community services to do for 1 year, and luckily we kind of got some volunteers each year from the
From that-
Kiwanis,
yeah, that's
from the
great.
Kiwanis that they enjoyed it so much they keep coming back every
Very
year.
good.
So.
And you won't turn away a volunteer. I mean, as many as you can get, right?
Oh, no, never. Let me tell you, you know, we've had the good and the bad, and let me tell
Even
you.
the bad are good.
Even the bad, and even the bad are good. So,
Do you need to call ahead of time and say you're coming? Do you just show
No.
up?
you can do as you want. If you have any questions or concerns, just you can call 740-286-3099. Answer any question you have, or try to answer any question you have.
If not, we'll just
If
make
Rick
it up,
doesn't
right?
know, it's
Yeah.
probably.
But,
Well, and something else for volunteers, the people that help at the Grange and help at the Apple Festival, about 2 or 3 weeks after the Apple Festival, we get together again, we buy more apples, and we make ourselves
Oh.
apple butter and
Nice.
at a discounted price. And that way, you know, if those people want some for themselves or give it as gifts or whatever, they need it's a couple of bucks plus they have to bring their own jars.
Sure.
And so that's the little perk that they get from helping out during our busy time.
good.
But most people just can't wait to come back and do it again. So it's just good for the people and good for the community.
and before I forget, I would like to say Total Media, the newspaper, the radio, this, and Zip Printing. I'm getting to know this building pretty well, but
It takes a minute
Yes,
to get to know this
yes.
building.
and they have been really kind to us, and we just say thank you.
Yeah.
course.
Yeah, you guys always help. Matt's really good
Yeah.
and
it's
easy to talk
fun.
to. You're always fun to talk to and coming up with good ideas.
Yeah.
So
There you go.
Yeah.
We've got it. Well, is there anything else you guys wanted to chat about while you're here today?
we'll probably remember it out in the parking
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
But,
Well, once again, give the times that you'll be there that you need volunteers.
Okay, this coming Friday, September 8th. There's no time that you have to be there. You know, come at your leisure. The earlier, if you want to core apples and that kind of stuff, you better be there first thing in the morning.
Or if you have your own apple peeler, bring it.
Yeah, this type of thing. But you know, just come. Usually, people come. You know, 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. We're usually through by 2:30, something like that. We're doing that at the Grange 8th and 9th this weekend,
Mhm.
and on the 18th at the Grange. and then every day during the Apple Festival. And you'll see people sitting out in front of the memorial building, and all you have to do is stop in. We'll find you a place to sit. We'll find you a bowl of apples. And
That's right.
We've even had 5 and 6 year olds sit and peel apples.
Yeah.
So good.
So
Just one or two.
and if you just want to give it a try, if you just want to peel one apple, that's fine. We will let you peel one apple, just to get a feel for it,
Yeah.
So if you want to stir
Just
the pot,
have fun.
we'll put a paddle on your hand. And even children, we'll allow children, but
Gotta be real careful.
But you're real
that's
careful.
Okay.
There's someone there to help them. Make sure that they're safe. But just come and have fun. We enjoy showing off what we do, and
That's right.
Yeah,
And
it's
so-
that's one of the things. It's a history lesson. It's this is how things were done. Before you just drove to a grocery store and bought the product, people got together and made it. And
For sure.
this is one of the old-fashioned, antique, if you will, ways of making a food product. And a lot of people's never seen it before. Like you said, they don't even know what apple butter is.
Right.
But we instruct them on that, and we can show them the step-by-step process of how it's done.
Absolutely.
I think last year I told you this story, but about the truck driver that came to town, had no idea what apple butter was, and he bought a little pint jar, and he took it to his truck, and 15, 20 minutes
15
later,
minutes.
he was back buying more because he had eaten the whole jar.
Yeah, it took us probably different people talking to him, probably 20 minutes to tell him or talk him into buying the first one.
It, and then
And
he couldn't get enough of it.
is it good? Is it good? What's it taste like? And we kept going and kept going. And finally he said, well, I'm going to buy one. It better be good. And just minutes later, he was back and he bought several quarts
He
of
was
it.
hooked.
Yes.
But
So,
we do sell either pints or quarts. So I'm not sure the pricing this year.
well, I think it's as far as I know, we're meeting tonight to discuss that. So,
Well, you got
but
to listen. Things are fluctuating in price,
That's
so
the
you have
thing,
to
right.
do the math and
Well,
figure it out.
do it, but that's one thing the Grange tries to keep the price as low as they can, so more people can enjoy it.
Absolutely.
So
But it is tough. Trust me, knowing the restaurant business and all that. It's
Well,
like,
woof.
my goodness. Like right now, ground beef is twice as much as everything else.
Yes.
Why? I don't know, but it is.
Yep.
So, chicken for everybody. But no, and like you said, I mean, the Red Hots, I can't believe they're not like really making them much anymore.
Well, fortunately, we have a lady that is a retiree from a local superstore here in town, and she used some connections, and she had to really use some connections. But we have Red Hots.
Good. Perfect. It's all about who you know, isn't it?
A lot of times.
Well, you guys, okay, so while you're here and we're talking about the Apple Festival, what is, besides the apple butter, and obviously you guys are down there every day, working on that, but what is your favorite festival food to partake in?
I normally do, it's been a couple years since I've gotten up there to get it, but right on the corner across from the speaking stand or the review stand, there's a Italian sausage with the peppers and onions right there.
Those are good.
Of course, the veals are always good.
Can't go wrong. Man, the deep fried pizza rolls. I mean, you can get pizza rolls any day of the year, but deep fried, oh man.
Well, see, that mine is deep fried veggies, so.
Aha.
So.
I would go with that too. Those are good. So James got scarred literally over the summer eating a deep fried pizza roll. the filling like got on his arm and it like literally scarred. It bubbled up. Like we were like, what is happening here now? So you have to be careful. There's a disclaimer with those deep fried pizza rolls, but they are delicious as well. So do you guys get on the rides?
No, I haven't for years.
Me either.
Well,
the old stomach just doesn't cooperate.
I may this year. I have a granddaughter that can ride rides now.
He's got an enthusiastic 3-year-old.
Yeah,
I see.
So, but the 3-year-old rides and a 70-year-old body sometimes don't go.
Sometimes it's not a good combination.
Yeah, it was funny when John Boy was talking about the different rides and stuff, and the scrambler, and I always liked the tilt-a-wheel.
Yeah,
but it was funny. My granddaughter's 24 now. Back when she was probably 6 or 7, we were riding rides at the Scioto County Fair, and we got on the little teacups.
Oh, good.
And the little girl on with us wanted to spin that thing, and we spun around the whole time. And when I got off there, I couldn't walk straight. I almost got
you're like
sick.
Sick for a week.
Yeah, and I couldn't. I can't ride.
No.
Motion rides. Now, Ferris wheel, I could probably do merry-go-round.
Yeah, something like that.
If they don't get into a gallop, I'd probably be able to do that. But,
you and John Boy.
I just stand in line with them and say, there, go
Here
ahead.
you go. I'll watch and wave as you go by. Yeah. All of that. Well, guys, so we look forward to the Apple Festival. And so if you do have some time this weekend to volunteer and would love to be part of, this tradition that's been going on for so long in helping make the apple butter, please do that this weekend, Victory Grange.
Yeah.
Very good.
And bring your cameras. We'll take your pictures stirring the pot. So we
will show that you were there.
Yeah.
That's right.
Something, if you want to, we do have bowls and knives, but if you want to bring your own personal bowl, something in the 10 to 12 inch range probably, and just a little paring knife that's as sharp as you want it to be.
Yep.
I always thought a paring knife was a paring knife, but I've learned differently.
That's
because there's some people that think that they have their favorite knife.
Well, it is what you're, it's like anything else. It's what you're comfortable with.
So, I always thought, just make do. But let me tell you,
it makes a difference. Yes. That's right. All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for spending your morning with us. And we got to get out of here for the day. So have a wonderful day, everyone. And we'll see you right back here tomorrow, which will be Wednesday, by the way.
Bye. Bye.
This just in.
The Telegram News has a new website,
thetelegrammnews.com.
Same dedicated coverage.
Same trustworthy news with a brand new look.
Covering Jackson and Benton counties and surrounding areas.
Locally owned and operated, thetelegrammnews.com has its finger on the pulse of the community.
Stay up to date on local events, high school sports, and breaking news.
thetelegrammnews.com.
Subscribe today at thetelegrammnews.com.
Check it out.